This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau.
"58 years since our first broadcast, and the Farm Monitor still pushing along. Welcome to the show. That seat normally occupied by Jennifer Parson. However, she is on assignment, so you're stuck with me for the next half hour. But as always, we've got a great show for you. Coming up, a Georgia farm overcomes the tough start to bring sweet summer watermelons to your table. How Bloodworth Farms battled the elements and rising costs to deliver this beloved fruit just in time for the season. From New York to Georgia, one family's leap of faith turns into a thriving garden and farmers market. How Atlanta Harvest is changing lives and bringing fresh produce to a food desert. Plus, you're going to meet the chair of the Georgia Farm Bureau Women's Leadership Committee, Stephanie Branch. From hands-on farming to legislative advocacy, her efforts in ag education are bridging the gap between tradition and innovation. These stories and so much more start right now. Well, this year's Sunbelt Expo Field Day is no longer just a single day. Now through July 24th, the research farm and its roads are open for a self-guided tour. Farmers can drive through and access the latest seed and chemical varieties as well as agricultural research, all from the comfort of their vehicles. This flexible approach aims to boost attendance and make it easier for farmers to stay informed.
One of the things we always heard was conditions were perfect for spraying Thursday morning. I couldn't come to field day. Any number of things. Now you can come at your leisure. If you go to church on Sunday, go out, eat lunch, come to the field, look at the plots. We're just trying to make it more convenient for our farmers to come in, see the latest technology, for farmers to carry back to their operation, make decisions for 2025 and beyond to enhance their economic and environmental sustainability.
It's officially summer, which means it's time for some sweet, juicy Georgia watermelons that producers are harvesting as we speak. Our John Holcomb traveled to Wilcox County and spoke to one grower about this year's crop.
Nothing says summertime quite like a big, juicy, sweet watermelon. Thankfully, Georgia has plenty of producers that grow them, pack them, and get them into stores for people to enjoy during the summer months. One operation that's busy doing just that is Bloodworth Farms, as they're right in the middle of harvesting, something they're no doubt excited to see after having to plant later than expected and having to endure a challenging growing season.
It was really wet in the early spring. We were struggling to get field work done. We hold a lot of water here. Our dirt's kind of heavy, so it made tillage and things like that very difficult. We were very crunched. We were down to the date. We had a set date of planting somewhere around March the 20th, but the rain didn't stop. We got them planted. The rain kept coming, and we battled disease. We couldn't, you can see these fields right here. We were just having a conversation. They look beautiful compared to what they did a month ago because the disease and from the rain was just hard.
Thankfully, the harvest season is going much better. As Bloodworth says, the rains have slacked off, which allows them to get in and out of their fields with ease.
It's been perfect. The buses can travel down the drive roads. They can get up and down. We still have enough soil moisture that has kept the plants going. We had to supplement a little bit with overhead irrigation, but all in all, harvest season has been as good as you can ask for.
However, Bloodworth says another challenge this year has been his overall cost of production continuing to rise, which in the end gets passed along to the consumer and can end up creating issues with demand.
I did not realize how far over my initial budget I was, and just didn't really take into consideration the cost of the machinery, the cost of our repairs, the daily inputs. It might not be a big increase, but at the end, when every single one of them has increased a little bit, the bottom line is it has greatly increased over the production that we've had in the past, 3 or 4 years. And it's going to be a continuing problem because this cost is going to have to trickle down to the consumer. And you know, where's that fine line where that consumer is going to say, hey, I can't afford to buy this. This is a luxury item. This isn't a staple.
Despite those challenges this season, though, Bloodworth says the crop has turned out to be worth the headache, as demand for watermelons has remained steady.
So far, the demand has been good. The price fluctuated dramatically between the Florida market to the Georgia market. And to be honest with you, I was really expecting the prices to be borderline, hey, is it even going to be worth picking? But they've been decent. We've had a lot better, but to be honest with you, we've been very fortunate.
Reporting in Rochelle for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
Well, the lack of access to fresh fruits and vegetables is a real issue for a number of areas around the state, as more than 1 million Georgians are currently living in food deserts. It's a problem one GFB certified farm market is looking to correct. How? Damon Jones has the story.
What started out as just an idea and a leap of faith has now transformed into this flourishing garden and farmers market. However, just like starting up any other business, it didn't come without its share of challenges.
2010, we had moved down from up north, from New York, all the way down to Dublin, Georgia. We just felt that we had a calling to change our life and do something different. When we started farming, it was difficult for us. We didn't really know what we were doing, but you know, we had some great neighbors that taught us a couple of things to kind of get us started. And after a couple of years, we started selling to farmers markets.
And in 2018, they moved their operations to the bustling city of Atlanta, where they provide a community starved for fresh produce with a one-stop shop for all their needs.
We're about 15 minutes from the Atlanta airport. And here we have a market stand where we sell directly to our customers. We're in a food desert area, and so we have a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. We got local dairy, meats, eggs, value-added products, jams and jellies. Also, on our farm, we have our summer crops growing. We have our squash, cucumbers, and tomatoes. And our customers feel free. They can walk around the farm and see what we're growing and see what's in season.
Providing that type of experience is one of the main goals for Atlanta Harvest, as giving the next generation some time on the farm will help them appreciate all the work that goes into growing their food.
A lot of young children come to the farm. It's their first time that they're actually seeing a farm. A lot of times they see fruits and vegetables and they think they come from the grocery store. So having them to be able to come to the farm, a farm near them where they can see, hey, food comes from the dirt, and here's farmers, here's agriculture leaders who are actually planting and growing the food that I can use for consumption and help to make me strong and healthy. It's such a life-changing experience for young children, and those in the community that have difficulty getting fresh fruits and vegetables. It's just so great that there's somewhere that's close to them that they're able to have this access.
It's access they are more than happy to provide to a grateful community.
When I come out here and I get to interact with people and they let us know, hey, thank you so much for being here. You know, I was looking for something like this in my area. I thought I had to go, hours south or other areas in Georgia, but knowing that there's something like this available near them and they're able to share that with their friends and family just makes such a big difference and means so much to us.
Reporting from Ellenwood, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
From the hills of Rabun County to the classrooms of ABAC, Stephanie Branch's journey in agriculture is as diverse as Georgia itself. After the break, how the Georgia Farm Bureau Women's Leadership Committee chair is making a difference, one youngster at a time.
My name is Scott Bullington. We farm here in Turner County. Farm alongside my father. We grow peanuts, corn, and cattle. Before I returned to the family farm, I was fortunate to be able to be the farm manager at ABAC for a number of years, and I got to work alongside some great people in agriculture. I learned a lot of the new things, the new processes that went along with that.
I'm Delmer Bullington from Sycamore, Georgia.
I'm the second generation farmer, and I'm farming with my son Scott. About 15 years ago, my son was working at ABAC. He brought a lot of things that I didn't know back to the farm with him. I call myself a farmer, but I'm really a troubleshooter is what I do. Whether it be the weather, whether it be equipment, whether it be something financial, the markets, the variability is endless. It's the people in agriculture that I guess that I love the most. My closest friends are my fertilizer dealer, my seed salesman, our equipment dealers. It's just a good community of people to be around.
You take a lot of older farmers, we have love for younger farmers come and work with us.
I'm hoping that my grandson will go to college, get his college, and come back and farm with us. And I hope it stays in the farming for a long time. There's very few jobs you can take your kids with you, and this is one that a lot of times you can take your kids and your family with you. And I've really been blessed with all the variability that goes along with farming. I'm living proof that the good Lord takes care of us. He takes care of us all. Sometimes it doesn't feel that way, but at the end of the day, we all know it's true. God's been good to us, and He blessed us, and He said He'd take care of us, and He has.
Known for its sprawling hills and crystal clear water sources, Rabun County is rich with agriculture, even if the sprawling fields of the south aren't immediately visible. Nestled there in a private spread that looks more like an impressive compound, you'll find Stephanie Branch, the dedicated Women's Leadership Committee Chair for Georgia Farm Bureau. Her commitment to ag ed and her passion for the rural lifestyle have made Stephanie a wealth of knowledge and an inspiration for many. Stephanie Branch's journey is deeply rooted in her upbringing in Rabun County. Although she didn't initially grasp the agricultural essence of her surroundings, her perspective changed after moving south and attending Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. There, she immersed herself in a different facet of agriculture, enriching her understanding and bringing this knowledge back to her hometown.
Sometimes we have to take a step back because Georgia is so diverse and we're so different in this area, but I feel like we have almost more of a historical type of agriculture. I mean, it's definitely here and it's around. It's just not in the same format that you're going to see when you hit, the flatlands and when you're headed south. So we don't have the size acreage farms that are, down south. If there's a will and a way and you can put a fence on it, it doesn't matter how the lay of the land is, you can make it work.
As the Women's Committee Chair, Stephanie's role extends far beyond mere advocacy. She's become an educator and a mentor, sharing the wide array of agricultural practices in Rabun County with enthusiasm. Her dedication to agricultural education is evident in her involvement with various initiatives and partnerships, from collaborating with local library systems to engaging assisted living centers. Stephanie's outreach efforts aim to make agricultural knowledge accessible to everyone.
Just being able to really highlight the Appalachian Mountains and some of our cultures and our history, because we are full of history. And to me that, agriculture and history go hand in hand. So absolutely, it's been a great year, and I will actually be sad when I'm handing it over to someone new, but at the same time I think it's awesome because it gives another person a chance to do the same thing that I'm doing now.
Under Stephanie's leadership, the Women's Committee embodies the diverse backgrounds and passions of its members, each member bringing a unique strength to the table, whether it's educational outreach, legislative advocacy, or hands-on farming. Stephanie's focus on education, especially targeting the youth, aims to instill a lifelong appreciation for agriculture. She believes that starting early is crucial for fostering a deep understanding of where food and clothing come from.
Our largest downfalls is not starting early enough with our youth, and it doesn't have to be livestock, but it's just a way that any type of education, whether it's horticulture or just something that they can relate to and learn from, and just, you know, really letting them know that you do not have to live on a farm. You can live in the middle of the city and you are part of agriculture. You know, you can live in an apartment, and then we just kind of go from there. So I just feel like maybe just getting out and talking to people and letting them know, maybe just finding that involvement.
Now, Stephanie will be the first to tell you she is always on the go. She cannot sit still. Whether it's advocating for Georgia Farm Bureau or for the Women's Committee, she's always on the move. However, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, her happy place is right here at home. A place that in itself is its own agricultural gem.
It is, and I'm always outside, and we're always out. And for the most part, things are pretty much always the same. We're routine based, and you know, we don't have fields of crops, but we we raise the livestock and we make it work with, you know, the amount of room that we have, and it's extremely peaceful. Some of the best times are cleaning stalls. I can think, I can, you know, kind of come up with my ideas of what I want to do, and a lot of the times we'll have conference calls, you know, and I'll be like, hey, I just thought about this when I'm cleaning stalls, or I'm doing something, you know, up at the sheep barn or at the horse barn or whatever, and so it's definitely a good time to clear your mind and be able to think.
As Stephanie approaches the end of her term as chair, she reflects on the achievements and legacy she hopes to leave. Initiatives like the Women's Leadership Committee newsletter, The Scoop, aim to enhance communication and awareness across the state. By highlighting the committee's diverse activities and the impact of their work, Stephanie hopes to inspire future leaders and broaden the reach of agricultural advocacy.
Georgia Farm Bureau is just such a huge organization that allows that, and it allows, you know, people like me to take a position like I'm in and go out and kind of just give it my twist, you know, to what I would like to see change in our area. So, absolutely.
Up next, from hydroponic wonders to sprawling hog farms, how the GFB Passport program has become a game changer for Georgia's thriving agritourism industry.
The most recent and biggest impact on the dairy industry is no surprise. It's genomic testing.
It was actually 2009 that we started genomic testing, and I'd say it's like going from being a caveman to an astronaut.
That's Zoetis geneticist David Erf, who had a front row view of progress made as a result of the technology.
Areas like diving further into reproduction, into health, calf traits, reproductive traits. So it's given us opportunity to make progress where we've never thought we could.
With 15 years of experience in the rear view, the industry has learned a great deal, and cow herds have improved a great deal too.
The animals that we're selecting for have less problems, give more milk lifetime, because it's not about how much milk did they give this lactation. It's ultimately about how much milk did they give us over their lifetime.
The Dairy Wellness Profit Index from Zoetis allows dairy breeders a comprehensive look at the genetics of their herds. It's different from other indexes because it balances animal reproduction, production, and health toward the goal of long-standing, trouble-free cows.
We get animals that have the ability to last longer. We get to see that part of their life where they're giving us their peak milk. And that usually happens 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th lactation.
Not having to replace cows early allows them to reach those peak milk lactations. The Dairy Wellness Profit Index can shed light on genetic outliers.
The outliers are the animals that do everything well. And I often say to our producers, I don't want just some things, I want everything. And we try to help them in that pursuit, is find those animals that excel at production, reproduction, and health.
U.S. registered Holsteins have led the way when it comes to genomic testing and putting the advanced data to work in their herds.
The Holstein breed is blessed with a wide genetic base, and we have those animals out in our population. We just need to make sure we identify them at a young age so we can get as many like them as we can, and that's what genomic testing helps us do.
For Holstein Association USA, I'm Bob Cervera.
Finally this week, with agritourism becoming one of the fastest growing industries in the state, the GFB Farm Passport can be a valuable guide for scheduling any farm visits. Damon Jones visited one of the newest members and tells us why the program is so beneficial for not only them, but the entire ag industry in Georgia.
With the goal of supporting local farms and spreading the story of agriculture, the GFB Certified Farm Markets program has seen their number of participating farms skyrocket over the past few years, providing a snapshot of the diversity of operations that can be found here in the state.
This year, we have 100 farms across the state of Georgia that invite you to come and visit them to see what they do. No two are alike. So we have everything from farms like Aloe Farms, who is hydroponic, to row crops, to hog farms, to farms that do both vegetables and beautiful flowers.
And to help guide you through all of these different choices is the GFB Farm Passport, which not only provides a detailed description of the more than 100 operations, but also rewards you for paying them a visit.
You take your farm passport with you, and you, just like if you're visiting another country, you get stamps, and your stamps earn you prizes at the end of the year. 5 is a t-shirt, 10 is Ag Swag, 20 is a Farm to Table Dinner and Tour, our signature event of the year, and then 30 is goodies from the farm.
And it's not just the visitors that benefit from this program, but also the farms that are involved, like Aloe Farms, a unique operation in Peachtree City.
We joined a few years ago, and it's just been an amazing partnership. All the participants in the stamp program are just excited to be here. They have great questions. We love being able to share and talk with them about the farm. So it brings a lot of enthusiastic customers who appreciate agriculture and what it takes to run and operate a farm. It has brought us a lot of local people who didn't know we were here. So Aloe Farms is a family-owned and operated company. My dad, Jefferson, he's an architect, and he started our farm about 15 years ago on the design and innovation side as a means to address food insecurity on a large scale, and specifically in urban environments. So our commercial farm right now is less than 20,000 square feet, but we'll outproduce about 75 to 125 acres worth in soil of the same types of crops.
And this is just one of the many agritourism destinations that will be featured in the new 2024 Farm Passport when it's released in less than a month.
Kickoff is exciting every year, March 16th, and we'll run all the way through the year, so we get even those Christmas tree farms in at the end of the year. So if you haven't gotten your passport yet, you can start at any of the participating farms found at gfb.ag/passport. You can also pick one up at any of your local County Farm Bureau offices.
Reporting from Fayette County, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
Damon, thanks so much, and as always, thank you for spending time with us. For everyone here at the show, I'm Ray DeLesio saying take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time right here on the Farm Monitor.